entertainment, relationships, art, culture. If it's happening to or around us, let's talk about it. My name is Qamil, your host, and I'd like to welcome you to the So Dope Show.
Welcome to the So Dope Show. I'm your host, Qamil, and we are live at the first Black-owned brewery. It's really a lot to say. In Columbus, Ohio, Crafted Culture. This is our second show in this beautiful space. I got to be here for opening weekend. I planned to be here for like an hour, but I was here for like 4 or 5 hours. They were like, "Are you still here?" People kept coming, so we were kicking in, having a good time. So again, Sizzle, half of the ownership team will be on shortly for his segment, Sipping with Sizzle, where we try whatever he brings up to the table. I want to dive right on in. Happy Women's History Month. Because women are everything. It's really women's history all year because we are living history. I wanted to talk about one of my personal sheroes, Billie Holiday. Yesterday, I got a chance to watch the movie, the U.S. versus Billie Holiday, and it was profound. Now, I already was familiar with her background because I had the opportunity to play her in a one-woman show in Cincinnati a few years ago that hopefully will be post-COVID. Will come back so you all get a chance to see it. But in doing that, I was able to really dive into her life and her history, her story, and my friend Rhonda Lloyd Peck. She is an author. She was on the So Dope Show recently. She wrote the script. She likes to send me messages and say that Jesus is talking to her when she really wants me to do something. So she popped in my inbox one day, like the Lord spoke to me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure did. And I had this vision of you on the stage playing Billie Holiday, and I'm like, girl, what? Like, I'm singing R&B out here. But I said, okay, because I'd already been listening to her music and kind of just watching her interviews and stuff online. So it aligned the way that it was supposed to. It turned out to be one of the most incredible experiences of my career. So I really hope that you all get to see it. So when I went into watching the movie, I kind of knew what to expect. And I also kind of put off watching it because I knew what to expect. Because I'm like, okay, it's not a happy ending. But at the same time, our stories need to be told. And I wanted to see if they told it the way that I learned it. And they did. It jumped around. It wasn't more so focused on her childhood. But if you see it, if you haven't seen it, is anybody here seen it yet? So, what did you think? Valerie's here. What did you think?
I appreciated the historical accuracy. Mm-hmm. I like that they gave Fletcher more personality. You just don't know that much about it historically, but like the story they wrote in aligns with what we do know about it.
Yeah. So the section they mostly focused on was the government basically trying to destroy her life because she was performing this song, Strange Fruit. And they didn't want her telling the truth about lynching in the United States. And if you don't know, lynching is still not illegal in the United States of America. As of the end of 2020, it's still on the table. How is it still on the table? It's still not illegal. All the way from the 50s when she was being thrown in jail for singing this song, being at concert halls with feds lined up for one woman. And I posted a status yesterday that said, speaking truth to power equals Billie Holiday. Because that is literally the definition of what it is, getting into these people's faces who are in these roles of authority and saying, no, hell no. This is what's happening. I'm going to keep talking about it. And there's a line in the trailer, and she's like, your grandkids are going to be singing this song. And I don't know if she really said that or not, but it's correct. I've only sang the song Strange Fruit once because it is a lot. It is an intense song. I didn't expect that when I did perform the song. So I get it. And for her to keep plugging away and doing that, and to be so bold and so brave. I was watching a movie like, boy, leave it to black women. Like, we will do it. You tell us not to do it, we're going to do it anyway, especially if it is about our people. Right. So my hero for Black History Month is Miss Billie Holiday. Let's see. And speaking of that, Andra Day won the award, the Golden Globe, for Best Action in a Drama, Picture Drama, which she very much deserved. I believe that was her first role, and she nailed it. If you watch any Billie Holiday interviews on YouTube, how she captured her speaking voice is eerie. It's really like listening to her. Like, please go watch an interview and then watch this movie if you haven't already, because that's not Andra Day's speaking voice at all. She really became this woman and really brought her to life. So she deserves, and everything that else is coming her way. Hopefully she gets an Oscar, because she deserves that as well. Golden Globes, I went and looked up to see all the black people that won. So, of course, Chadwick Boseman won for Best Actor. I did not make it through his wife's acceptance speech. It was so emotional, and she barely made it through it, and I think I got through like 75%. I was like, okay, I get it. It was beautiful, and she's beautiful. Let's see, the movie Soul, which we argued about in depth, because that's what we do, won for Best Animated Picture. So, Jamie Foxx, shout out to him. And Daniel, how do you say his last name? Kaluuya? I don't know.
Daniel Get Out.
Daniel Get Out won for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. So those are the black people that won Golden Globes over the weekend. So applause to them. And Black Excellence for all of those wonderful things. I'm going to have, I don't know where Sizzle is. I think it's Sizzle. We're going to have our Sipping with Sizzle segment. Sizzle is part owner of Practiculture, and I like to call him the lively one. If you tuned in, if you tuned in to the last show, you know why. If you came to the opening and you met him for even 10 seconds, then you know why that is. So he's going to come and we're going to try something. I have no idea what that is. And again, he's up there running around somewhere. So while we wait for him, let's get into. Okay, I like to look up the news of what people are arguing about on the internet. We're kind of just bringing on into the show.
So disrespectful.
Oh, he's so disrespectful. Sizzle is actually here. We'll get to the news in a minute. Give it up for Sizzle. Welcome to your segment that I made up.
It's okay. Sipping with Sizzle.
Sipping with
Back.
Sizzle.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. Hey,
let's
Queen,
talk
how you doing?
man? Valerie is here.
Yes.
We're doing a thing now.
Right.
Valerie is
You
here.
said mine right there.
Valerie is here. Let's talk about opening weekend. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Did
you.
it. You guys did it. How was it?
It was wild in here, y'all. We had a live, 6-piece jazz band playing the brew space during the day. DJ Donte Styles from the radio station came through at night. It was lit in here, yo. It was a vibe. It was all for us. It felt so good.
It was chicken.
Cheese flavor houses outside. They were doing the fried fish sandwiches. He had fried bologna. He had chicken wings, mac and cheese, baked beans. We was in here like we was at your grandmama's house.
It was
Yes.
Where the chicken at right now?
What's up?
It's out there?
No.
No. G can't be here every day, bro. He said he got to sleep.
Oh, that's not going on? No.
What's that?
No, that's not what's out there.
He be back Friday, though. You can come through Friday. You gonna do it?
Yeah, I came. I was here Saturday for many hours, and then somehow ended up back here Monday. So I tried a lot of wings. And with different flavors.
Yeah, what kind of wings did you get, though?
I had
Grippos.
The Grippos joints, were they not slapping though?
The Grippos head.
Yes.
The Grippos head.
Yes.
The Grippo wings with a side of buffalo sauce because extra. That was delicious. And then Monday I had the garlic parm. So if they're here when you come.
Yo, I was, whatever he was serving up, I was like, let me get one of those, and one of those, and one of those, and one of those. And he be having secrets
I
in
went
there.
outside, you was outside.
Yeah, he be having some secrets on there. He had some turkey ribs too.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
They
not
wasn't even on the menu, but he had some turkey ribs. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I'll try it and see what's up.
Turkey ribs,
Slap it.
catfish nuggets, fried okra.
Yeah.
How did
See, I ain't know what the fried okra. Look how you get different accents.
I got the fried okra.
he was like I own
Wait a minute, this is my house. How you get different accents?
I'm pretty.
I built a personal
Fair
sandwich.
enough.
I built a personal sandwich, and he was like, "Where you from?" Like that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like, "Since you put me on with this, I'm gonna hook you up."
To the stash of
So she
okra
got
back
a-
here on the track.
So Valerie got her own sandwich on the food truck now.
Wow.
I can't wait to see Jim. Like, let me get the Valerie.
No, they're
See
called.
him. He know what's up.
They're called the Galveston.
The Galveston.
Oh, that's where you from?
Yeah.
Okay,
Texas.
cool. The Galveston. They got some old
Texas.
Texas, huh?
Oh,
It better be the biggest sandwich on the truck, too.
Her little self probably.
And if it ain't, I'm telling.
Oh, you
So yeah, so I came Saturday. The band was here. It was very diverse. People were dancing. Some on beat, some not so much. They were having a good time.
Yeah, they were. I want to make sure that in the future, though, we have a good time the right way. I was definitely like trying to keep the COVID,
Yes.
you know.
At bay.
Yeah.
I
And I
think you
was
guys
like,
did a
yo.
good job. 'Cause,
Ooh.
I mean, you did a good job considering the amount of people that were in and out of here.
Yeah, over 400 people came through here on Saturday.
It was reasonable though.
And
Yeah.
I never felt like people were breathing on me. So to anybody who's at home, like 400 people during the pandemic, it was fine.
Yeah, well, you know, we
It
had
was
the outdoor
snowing.
space that
It
was
wasn't
going.
like
We
everybody.
didn't anticipate it, but we opened up the outdoor space, so
Yeah.
the lights was on
Fans could
outside. The beer garden was open. We had folks over here on the other side
There
of
was
the building
fire
with
outside.
the dogs,
over
the
there.
fire pit. Yeah, definitely.
These people moved the fire pit to accommodate their dog, as if there were not other human beings.
Hey, you know what? They
Right.
moved it when wasn't nobody else using it. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at
I'm
it.
not
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying they
Listen,
moved.
she was late to the fire. That's what happened. She was late.
The dog had the fire.
Yeah, she was late. That's okay though. Like
That's fine.
we got. Don't worry. It is okay. You know why? Because I learned a lesson that day. We got 3 more coming. Chill. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm getting better by the beer, so go get another one, people. All right.
All right.
You know
What we
what I'm saying?
sipping today?
So today I switched it up from the beer. I went to wine tonight.
Okay.
Right. Camelot Cellars Urban Winery right here in Old Town.
Bernard.
Yes,
Green,
right.
shout out to
Yo,
Bernard. He's
for
the
sure.
homemade.
I'm doing the dark cherry Pinot Noir right now. You know, giving that a little taste. You know.
I have an empty glass here.
You just dumped that into a.
There's something in there.
I ain't mad at it. So, cheers to you. What are you drinking over here?
Not that.
It ain't gotta be the same.
I want some of that though. Can I try it? What? Can I have
Show
a sip of the?
Oh, what she's saying is that glass is empty. She wants to put that in it.
A little bit.
I see what's happening now. I see what's happening now.
It's not. I can see it. She said it's empty. Oh, I had, in addition to wings, things to drink. So I tried the wild cherry
Wild
bourbon.
Ohio black cherry bourbon.
Oh my god, delicious! And I was not expecting that.
It tastes like somebody's grandma spiked the Kool-Aid.
Didn't you sell out of that one on Saturday?
We
Yeah,
sold
that
out of it, and the crazy thing is that's a beer. People didn't realize that was a beer
Ooh,
the whole way. Like,
Bernard, good job.
It's a kombucha.
what's that? It's the gluten-free tea beer,
Yeah.
right? They don't call it kombucha because
Tea
there's no
beer?
SCOBY involved,
What?
right? If there was a SCOBY, it would be kombucha, but there's no SCOBY.
Right. What is SCOBY?
SCOBY is like it's the bacteria that gives kombucha the probiotic.
Okay.
So
So,
it's another derivative from yeast.
yep,
Another derivative from yeast.
yes.
SCOBY. Pretend like you know what I'm
I
talking
was
about.
trying to make it simple as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like
We're learning.
We're learning.
Yes.
That is why you're here.
Valerie about to walk out with a job, y'all. Watch out.
Fire Valerie.
Yeah.
She's here. Valerie.
Don't she?
No, that's not true.
She has a
Valerie
menu
knows
item. She knows
Right.
what Scobie
She's
is.
getting her own menu items on the food truck.
I never heard that
She
before in
gets
my life.
secret side, they ain't even on the menu. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she know what's happening in the brewery. So I mean,
This is
y'all welcome to Val's house, yo.
Valerie's room apparently back here. This is delicious.
I'm glad you enjoy it. We're gonna keep highlighting these black-owned brands in here. It's happening. Like we did a whole flip on the bar. Like I reduced the national call brands down to I think we have 9 black-owned or black-paying brands on the shelf right now. We're still looking for more. Though we ain't done yet. We ain't done. We just getting warmed up. Just getting warmed up. There's more out there, and we chasing them.
Yeah.
Markel Bonnie out of Cincinnati. I'm trying to get that wine in here. Don't play with me. I know what's up. That Moscato cocktail thing y'all got. I'm trying to know what's up with that. Bring that through.
Oh yes, I also tried the
Pine and ginger.
pine and ginger, and that was also delicious.
I came
and
up with that Friday
refreshing.
night. That was a Friday night edition.
That's
Yeah.
very quite refreshing. It comes in a tall glass, so definitely get what you need out of that one. What else did I have? I had a strawberry margarita.
We see that margarita.
It was very good. I liked it.
It was strong with
It was very strong.
It was strong.
I got real hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go get some air. It's just so hot. I kept going in and out from outside. But that was the first thing I had. And Jasmine had the bourbon, so I had to have that.
You want the black cherry bourbon?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yes, it was a
Gotcha.
beautiful
That's
thing.
my favorite.
Yeah, okay, that's a problem. We did sell out of that. Like we're trying to get that back in here before the weekend. It's real out here.
Yes, you can sell
It's
them.
real out here.
I mean, I literally told everybody who came within earshot. So my bad.
I'm not mad at that. That's what it's here for. It's here to be sold. Okay.
It was literally, hey, this is delicious. You should get it. It's black cherry bourbon.
It was
Go
so
get it.
smooth.
It's Wild Ohio's black cherry bourbon gluten-free tea beer. One of the dopest things about it is it's a minority-owned company.
Gluten-free tea.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
And you know what? His process is patented. You can't even touch it. So he's the only one doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got something for y'all, though. I got something different for y'all.
It's sweet.
Yeah. I got something. We're going to do something crazy in here. I tried it one time. I did it the wrong way. We're going to remix it. I told you, I get better by the beer. Every time I make one, the next one is better. I'm telling you, there's this rule that allows sugar to be listed as a malt substitute in the beer making process. So technically, I don't have to put any grain in what I'm doing because sugar is a malt substitute. I can utilize sugar. So I said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be me all day, every day. So I'm about to ferment some damn Kool-Aid, right? So I made a big batch of grape Kool-Aid like I was at my grandma's house. And I poured champagne yeast into it. And I let it sit for 2 weeks and ferment. Yo, this drink came out like 13% alcohol when we measured it. It knocked my socks off.
Genius.
The only problem I had with it at the time is that the color like faded in the drink. So it wasn't purple anymore when I finished it. It came out looking like dark, like just pond water. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, well, how do I fix this, right? So I started looking. There's this stuff they make in Finland called kilju. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Kilju, right? It's a table wine, but it's made with sugar and water. They ferment sugar and water, and then they add flavors in their secondary. So I was like, okay, here's the hook. We're going to do the sugar and the water with the champagne yeast, okay? And 2 days before that's done, we're going to make a Kool-Aid concentrate, right? And back sweeten with the concentrate.
Use brown sugar.
What's that?
Brown sugar?
Use brown sugar.
It's not as firm. It's how fermentable brown sugar is. I have to add more to get it out of the brown sugar, and it also changes the flavors of the fruit.
Unless you combine it with your sugar substitute already.
See, now we're about to have fun. I'm about to have to get your periodic table out. Okay? So
Here we
what's going on?
go.
We're going to break this whole thing down. We're about to get our nerd on right now. You know what I'm saying? Look, I want to see how that works out. I'm down to do it. Like I've used brown sugar in other
I'll
beers.
show you. It's a chemical compound solution that dissolves well together because of the ion method. I got you.
So let me say this. I like your beer and I like her Kool-Aid, so y'all need to
That's
combine.
Donte speaking. He likes the beer and the Kool-Aid, so you split the collaboration, figuring this shit out.
Hey, I would have no problem with you coming through here and brewing that on our small system.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
so how long before Bow's Kool-Aid is on the go?
Hey, first off, if Val make Kool-Aid, like, that's gonna be some off the menu stuff. We ain't sharing that with everybody. Look, you know what I'm saying?
We'll try it here.
We
You'll let me know.
exactly.
We'll try it on the
That's
show.
a moment we gonna share first, and then we're gonna see who else we want to share it with.
That's all I want.
We'll
Yeah.
try it here. We'll try to work it on out. So what's next? What's going on this weekend?
So it's not gonna be this weekend. It's gonna be next weekend. That's when the Code Switch comes out. That's the saison with the rosemary, the sage, the thyme, and the bay
Code
leaves.
switch.
That's right. I told them when they gave me the keys, I turned my code switch off.
Yeah.
I don't code switch no more. I'm just me, y'all. Like
So
this is
dropping next week.
next week is gonna be code switch. It'll be next Tuesday that it drops. Actually,
Okay.
we're gonna drop it during the week because we made a whole lot of that, yo.
Okay.
It's a lot of that. we ain't run out of that joint. We did the one night only with the chamomile and the ginger root and the lemon peel. And that joint literally lasted like 12 business hours. It was not.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Get the people drunk.
yeah. Well, no, see, that joint was only like 5.4% alcohol, so it wasn't even really tearing you up.
Were they drinking it with other stuff though? Like
Probably,
supplement.
but, you know what I'm saying?
Fat and
We just here to bring you options.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we haven't had those before, right?
Yeah.
You got told that you were supposed to drink whatever Bud put in the thing, Miller and Coors, and they gave you Blue Bull and Coke, you know, and what's the other OE, like St. Ives, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really let you know there was better stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I didn't do that, but I know people who drink Still Reserve.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I've had a 211 more than once in my life.
So nasty.
Probably more than
More than
211. You know what I'm saying? Like
Quite a few
it's a
hours.
thing. There comes a point in time where you don't have to pay $6 or $7 for the pint.
Yeah.
You can hit me with a tall can of PBR for $2, and I'm still ready to party. Like we can go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every now, yeah, you have to. Like, don't forget where you came from. Like, I still drink like a trash human every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's how you finish your segment.
is that how I
Drink
do
it
it?
all.
Is that what I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
do?
how we're going to do it.
It's called sipping with sizzle, not slurping with sizzle.
You already said
Sipping. Sip it slow. Sip it slow. Take your time. Enjoy that.
it's going to be a
That
Me
it
staring
took this
blankly
man
at
a
the
year to make this. Why am I drinking in 3 seconds? I'm gonna respect that word. Respect that word. There's more of it. Yeah. Don't rush, people.
Cheers.
Take your time with it. You know, it always feels better when you take your time. Now
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bam.
Okay, so current events, things that people are talking about on Beyonce's internet. Maya Rudolph will be returning to SNL on March 27th. She's going to be hosting the show. So if you love her like I love her, then you might want to tune into that. D'Angelo had his verses this weekend. So that also happened while I was here, and I was super stressed because I brought the wrong charger cord for my phone.
Oh no.
So I went to my car to watch it, and it was on 3%, right? And then he was taking forever to get out there. I personally don't care about the DJ, the turn up. I came to see who I came to see. So I drove all the way home and got the right cord because I wanted to watch D'Angelo, and I also wanted to hang out with my friends here. So luckily I don't live that far. But D'Angelo is the greatest of all time, and I don't care what anybody says as far as R&B goes. So thank you. And if I had the opportunity to be locked in the studio with anybody when I'm being a singer and creating, it would be that man.
Studio.
His studio.
Okay.
T-Pain said let's make love in the studio.
You know,
You knew he was gonna say it.
in the studio, making music, making love. It's kind of the same thing. No, somebody was hating, right? So I had posted about my undying love. And then this dude posted D'Angelo's mugshot. And I was like, I will grease his scalp. Like, I don't care about this mugshot at all. Bring it to me. I will wash it. I will braid it. I'll take care of it. So, needless to say, I was very excited and super pressed to watch it. Annoyingly so, trying different plugs. And I did get to catch it actually, by the time he got on stage, I was at home. And watching him in this ridiculous fur coat. So whatever, I don't care. I love D'Angelo. Next on my list. There is a possible Players Club reboot in the talks. We didn't ask for that. No one. Does anybody want to see a Players Club?
No one.
No one in the room asked for that either.
Lisa Ray didn't.
Lisa Ray is
Ebony didn't.
Okay, so Lisa Ray, she's in the news today because she was talking about who she doesn't want to play her role. My thoughts, girl. An Oscar-winning performance. Anybody could do that if they wanted to do it. She sounded like she was reading through most of the movie. Girl. Okay. That's really all I had on that one. Coming to America 2 drops on Friday. I can't wait to see it.
I'm so excited.
I'm nervous.
I'm so conflicted.
Are you nervous? Thoughts? Anybody have thoughts?
I'm emotionally
concerns.
Dance.
Concerned. Some people are like, there's no way that they
Wesley Snipes is in a black film, and I'm confused.
I love Wesley Snipes. I think he's gonna be funny.
That's why I'm confused.
Anything.
It's hard to do satire in a super woke film. So, because everybody is newfound woke, satire is now countercultural, when historically satire has kind of been what we've always done. So,
yeah. I guess we're gonna see it. And you know we're gonna talk about it for weeks and weeks and weeks.
He didn't want a black leading lady because they were temperamental and hard to work with, and then he gave his taxes for 20 years.
We know that folks are complicated and nuanced and raggedy. That ain't new.
Thank you,
Mom. Let's see here. In entertainment news, T.I. will not be reprising his role on Ant-Man 3. I have no further thoughts on that. That was announced, and an email blast went out about it. They want to make that clear. Not coming back to the MCU.
You gotta get that teenage girl audience.
Yeah. Not good for business. Being sex movies. Speaking of the MCU, Anthony Mackie is going to be a leading man now, as he is going to be in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a new series that is dropping on Disney Plus. Also, March is lit. March 18th, you get to watch Anthony Mackie be black and excellent. And also, the MCU is killing it. I don't know if anyone watches WandaVision, but I do. So the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay. But then they switched the color, and I was like, who thought of this? This is amazing. Whose brain would even, the intricacies of that show, the storyline, the alternate everything. It's like a few shows going on at once. It's so amazing. So, I mean, the MCU be killing it. So if you haven't seen WandaVision, or you tried, like me, to watch and you couldn't really get into it at first, watch it again and stay the course. You are not going to be disappointed. Binged it in like the night and then in the morning. I dreamed about it, woke up like, okay, let's finish this thing. Amazing. So I expect Anthony Mackie to kill it in the Winter Soldier Falcon thing, and we'll be watching. You've also been up here.
You're procrastinating.
You are procrastinating. You're supposed to be doing that procrastination.
I didn't know you already said that.
The whole room.
Hey everybody, how you doing today?
The whole room.
Hey everyone.
She started this.
Just stare at them or wrap this current event up. Let's see. Texas and Mississippi is reopening. Completely 100%. Don't gotta wear no mask. You don't gotta do nothing.
Them old people at home said they'll take their mask off and go to
So, developing story. yeah, I'll just leave that right there. I try to keep my news to like ridiculous celebrity stuff because we have enough. So yeah. What else? I think that's it. I'm gonna talk to Donte. So my guest today. Let me do my introduction.
Give me that look.
My guest today is Donte Wood-Spikes.
Yes.
He is known for various forms of work such as professional speaking, community work, and video documentation. For his work, he has been interviewed by various news sources, included on panels and involved in a multitude of projects. Donte's overall goal, you can tell me if this is true in a minute, it's still true, is to educate and connect the world beyond perceptions and stereotypes with authentic experiences through storytelling and documentation. Welcome, Donte Wood-Spikes, young black filmmaker. Likes to roll around the city with a camera and ask questions to people. All day long. Thought-provoking questions on the internet.
Facts.
And encourage people not to procrastinate. There's a whole picture that might pop up on your timeline about that.
Might post it tonight.
You might post it tonight. Donte is here. Welcome.
Thank you for having
to
me.
the So Dope Show.
Yes.
You had me on your thing. It hasn't happened yet. You haven't seen me yet. So I had to have you on my thing.
That's great. I appreciate that.
No problem. How are you feeling today?
I'm all right because I really respect and honor you, and you know how I always try and let you know how much I appreciate you. Like, so can I tell you, like, when I made my way to the Lincoln Cafe to tell you how much I care? All right, y'all. So I'm kind of taking over now.
Project. He's taking over.
So something that I was thinking about is every now and then, as time goes on, we progress as a society. What takes place is institutions, organizations, and whatnot, they find a hot topic. And the political landscape has highlighted black women. So you got Michelle Obama, you got Stacey Abrams, you have activists and whatnot. And usually what happens is they take whatever that blueprint is, and they follow it. And I believe what's going to happen is black women are going to be the ones that everyone is seeking after for their stories, for their time, for their labor, for their work. And I just wanted to let Qamil know, like, before all of that, before that happens, I'm letting y'all know it's going to happen, but I just wanted to let her know, like, before it happens, I see what she's doing. I honor her work. I respect it. I see everything that she's doing. So I just want to say that. For real, like, I just, your drive and your passion and how you don't wait for anything.
Right.
Ever. Some people won't move unless they have people funding what it is they're doing. Some people won't move unless everybody's watching. You do it just because you feel like doing it, because it's in your heart. So, you know, I drove where she was at just to tell her this.
Okay, so I was at the Lincoln Cafe. For those who don't know, I wrote a book.
Right.
I wrote a few books, but I just republished my book, Satisfaction, and I'm in the process of adapting that into a movie script. So I was at the Lincoln Cafe because that's home. That is where you ask any black singer, poet, anybody, that's the come up place where you met your friends, you know. So sometimes I like to go and just work out of that space. So I was working out of that space with Stevie. Shout out to Dear Miss Stevie. We were having a power hour thing that I like to do with my friends where we sit in it, and I say, what you got going on, what you want to do, bring some index cards, write it down, help you figure it out. So anyway, so she left, then he came in and sat down and was super stressed because he had just left the interview with Columbus Alive and had cut off a chunk of his mustache. It was like, Qamil. I just look at my mustache. Look here. So that turned into the conversation about the things that I'm doing, things that he's doing, things that we could possibly figure out how to do something together. Right. And then now we're here. So I mean, it was just cool because it came from something that was a big deal to talk about. Empathize with me, and that it was a funny moment too. Bro, very human moment. Like, yo, I just did this interview and look at my beard. Yeah. So empathize with me. tell the people about it loudly so we make sure they can hear you.
Okay, so I'll say about maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, I was just going through a lot of transformations and trying to figure out what I can do for myself and for other people that I care for. And I just started making posts about things that I empathize for. You know, if you're sick, I empathize with you. If you lost somebody, I empathize with you. If you stubbed your toe, I empathize with you. If you
kids get on your nerves,
right, kids get on your nerves, I empathize with you. But what happened was I started developing a community of people that were waiting for me to say what it is that I was thinking and feeling. And we will all just connect with each other and people would share their stories. And beyond that, I also ask questions all the time. Most people know me as the question man. And the reason I ask questions is because it's important.
It's your lesson of the week.
What was your lesson? What did you learn about
I start
yourself?
thinking about it Saturday night though.
Yeah.
Because I know it's coming Sunday night.
Kim's here.
Yeah, I actually missed this Sunday's lesson of the week, so I apologize to everybody. But I also ask questions, and honestly, well, I ain't gonna give too much away, but I want people to have the opportunity to share what they're thinking and what they're feeling, and I feel like they have to be silent, or we have to wait to debate to share our points of views, or something major has to happen because we always wait for drama to happen. Why can't we just talk to each other because we feel like it?
Right.
Why we gotta wait for TI? Why we gotta wait? Why we gotta wait till something happens in the political world to finally come together and talk? We should be able to look at each other and use our social media for whatever it is we want to use it for. Mm-hmm. And I just want to talk to everybody that I'm connected with. And you'd be surprised at how some of the people that you've known for years, and people that you grew up with, when you ask a real legitimate, genuine question, the response that you get. And sometimes it scares you because you didn't know that the person that you love and care for has been going through what they're going through, or has been feeling what they're feeling. And that exposes how we as a society and as people aren't always as vulnerable as we should.
Yeah. Or
create a space to have those conversations like we should.
Yeah.
So there's been some vibes on my page like, oh, you didn't tell me that. Like, damn, I thought y'all talked about.
When I went to do mine this time to talk to you, I went in like, okay, I've been going through stuff, but he ain't about to get me up in here. I'm not gonna go do the interview. I've done lots of interviews. That is the first interview that I had to, and you will not cry and put it back in there, right? Because that whole thing about being vulnerable. I'm not really ready to cry on screen yet, but I know who can make me do it in the future. But it was I really did just jump it back down because I wanted to get out what I was talking about, and I knew that in that state where I've been. So people don't know, I recently lost my grandmother a few months ago. So we touched on that, and I'm just touch on it and come on back. But I knew that if I started crying, that was going to be the end of the interview. So that's why I had to pull it back. But if you are bringing that kind of vulnerability and honesty and just pureness out of people, you're definitely onto something amazing and important. So I'm proud of you for even doing that, even thinking about it, to even do that, because people like to do projects that are shocking, and that are controversial, and that's something that's so human and beautiful. And I hope people just really get into it, And are you done shooting the thing?
No,
could you possibly ever be done?
I don't think so. I see it growing, and COVID kind of threw it off because I had a lot of in-person things going.
Yeah.
But I'm restricted to social media, so I had to figure out a different way to get the project started and just specifically direct people to get involved in social media. So still working on that.
Well, you have a beautiful shout out to Scott Woods.
Right.
For always just letting us do what we do.
Yes. I just came from there.
Really?
Working on another project. Yeah. But that's that's why I came to you and told you I appreciate you and Scott and other people in this room right now. We always hear stories about people in the past that worked together. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X had their differences, came together. James Baldwin, Maya Angelou, we name all those people, but we we have to look at each other and recognize that they were who they were and they responded to their times, and we're in our times right now doing what we have to do. So we have to recognize the importance that we have, and we have to support each other the best way that we can.
Absolutely.
So, we kind of doing that right now.
Doing that right now.
Yes, we are.
On the So Dope show.
Facts.
Craft the Culture.
100%.
That's also owned by the Black people.
Stop procrastinating.
Okay, so you had this film, documentary. Is it a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay. As a Matter of Black.
Yep.
That you got to show people during Sundance.
Yep.
Sundance Film Festival came to Columbus.
Yep.
And they got to watch Donte's film. What was that like?
So it's like a bittersweet experience because 2020 was actually an amazing year for me. I've seen a lot of people that lost things, lost jobs, lost money, lost relationships, mental health. But I was given a lot of respect, a lot of support, people behind me, new opportunities, money, so many things that I was grateful for that I saw other people weren't getting. And, with Sundance coming to Columbus during the pandemic, it was very much restricted to how many people could come.
Is that the first time they've been here?
I believe so.
Oh, Rance.
I know. But I think they plan in advance. I think they plan in advance.
It was already on the schedule.
Yeah.
They just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is every year they choose different locations where they just show Sundance videos, and they created a local slot for us.
It's amazing.
Which was very much appreciated. But when I was in the theater just sitting looking around, and like so many rows were taped off where nobody could sit, so we had to spread out from each other. And I'm just thinking, like, man, so many of my friends and family and people that have been supporting me this whole time can't even celebrate me the way I wanted them to. It was bittersweet, but I just recognized that I know as things start to change and it gets back to normal, that all of those people are still going to be with me and are still going to support me. So that's how I felt.
Yeah.
It was real bittersweet.
Tell us about the film.
So, usually when it comes to films that include Black people in any way, shape, or form, it's always about the painful part. Just trauma all the time. And it's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to film the healing aspects of the people in Columbus, Ohio. So I just took different artists and different activists in the city and different things that they talk about and actually showed what was accomplished by them.
Okay.
A lot of times people show the struggle and how the fight is still going. I did that a little bit, but I showed you people that actually accomplished what they set out to do. And I feel like as activists, one of the main things you have to believe is tomorrow may be the day everything changes. Because if you're more invested in the fight than you are the actual change, that's not activism. That's somebody, if you get everything that you want, you're going to find a new problem and something else to get mad about. So, and I want those people to see whatever you set out to do, you can do it and accomplish it. You can move to something else new, but you don't have to always fight if the fight is over. You can jump into a new fight, but a reasonable new fight. Don't just start a new fight. No damn reason. Just go to the club and punch somebody. No, don't do that. But
like, that's a good time.
Yeah, I just wanted to film the healing aspects. I wanted people to see their family and their friends doing something positive.
Yeah,
that was most important to me.
Okay. So where else has it shown since then?
So I have two versions. The one I created and won a competition with was 5 minutes. I filmed way too much to only show 5 minutes. I'm not mad at that, but I filmed too much for 5 minutes. So I created another version. I'm thinking to add more to it, but I have a 17-minute version that I've been touring the city of Columbus with. I've been to Columbus State, Ohio Dominican, in the talks of going to Ohio State, some other places, but I forgot.
Word.
Yeah.
It be like that.
It does.
what is your dream project? Like 10 years from now, you're working on something. What is that thing?
All right, so honestly, I want to. So how my journey got started with the camera, I just picked it up because I was hungry for real.
When was that?
That was like a while ago. I say I can't give you the precise date.
I don't
say
know, like
six,
a
I say
day where you're a
6 years ago.
teenager.
6
Like,
years
okay,
ago. So what happened was I started this teens group on the near east side, and there was a lot of young men that started coming to the group. And there was one in particular that could have easily been discriminated against, been looked at, called a thug, gangster, whatnot. But a lot of the younger boys looked up to him and respected him and saw that he figured some things out about life. He was able to support himself in ways most of them did not see. And as I was talking to him, he said things that I never heard anyone say about their environment. He was very conscious of what he was doing, but why he would not have a chance in society. And he was murdered. He was murdered. I remember we were just asking questions like, yo, anybody seen him? Where is he at? And I cut the news on one day, and it said his name went across the screen, and he was murdered. And we were just like looking at each other like, damn, that's crazy. And I was about to quit. I was like, I don't want to be in this neighborhood no more. Just looking at all of y'all, it's traumatizing to me. But I saw a group of other young men that were traumatized and were grieving and didn't have any outlets. So I just picked up the camera and I started recording them, telling their stories. Because he wasn't the only one, it was those other young men too. So the project started to form and it turned into a talk with our sons. So a talk with our sons was just highlighting the voices of young black men in Columbus, Ohio. And that's actually how I was able to give a TEDx talk, because someone that saw a talk with our sons. So as time goes on and I get more resources, more help, more support, I want to revive that project. Get some of those boys that are now older and interview them about what's going on in their past and just see where their heads are at and give people some true insight to what young black males go through in Columbus, Ohio.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, so here on the So Dope Show, I like to do this thing called 30 Seconds of Joy. This is how we can conclude our interviews. So Jasmine's going to get 30 seconds on the clock. You think of something that makes you happy, that you think people should know about. It could be rippos. It could be, we've had sex toys, weed, children. What was it last time? I don't even remember. Candles. Something that makes you ecstatic. And you're going to gush about this thing for 30 seconds. Okay. It could be your favorite cartoon, something. Nothing that has to do with work thing. Because we know you love your work. Something else.
Yeah.
If that's his joy, that's his business.
No,
I want other things. We know you love your work. Everybody got something quirky that makes them happy. Okay, you got it? Okay, you got it.
Exactly.
So you're going to look in the camera and tell you and just talk to them. I'm going to need you to project about your thing.
Very much so.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
This is 30 Seconds of Joy on the So Dope Show with Donte.
Yes, so the thing that brings me joy is chicken. That's why I got so offended when I heard that they had chicken, but they did not have it tonight. The reason I love chicken is because it is complementary to so many different dishes. You can mix it with rice, you can mix it with salad, you can mix it with pasta, you can put it with tomato sauce, with cheese, you can slice it, you can dice it. Can you dice it? I don't know. You can mix it with bell peppers and onions. Whatever you want to do with chicken.
Time! Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm definitely be happy with that because you're a great interview. You have a great mind, and I like this.
Can I say just one more quick?
Of course, you can.
And if this is not about a particular individual, but if it pertains to you, you can apply it to your life. Sometimes people have gifts, and they have chances to showcase those gifts.
Oh.
And You shouldn't just glaze over that.
You
know what I mean? You shouldn't just glaze over a gift that you have. You have multiple
that the
talents
universe has put
given
in your hands.
Right. You shouldn't just glaze over that. And another thing I would like to say too is to most people, if you're doing what you're doing, be comfortable with it is. There's some people that will attack you and try to surprise you and ask for more from you, but you don't have to do anything for them. You do not have to listen to what they're asking you to do. You can just be yourself. Period. Right. They don't dictate what you do or how you react or how you respond. You can just ignore them. You know what I'm saying? So if people are asking more of you, ignore them. Ignore them.
And affirm yourself.
Right.
And don't be distracted.
They be trying to distract you from it. Childish.
Thank you, Donte.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Give it up for Donte. We're going to wrap this up, but before I do that, we like to do a meme mess with Jasmine. Where we talk about something messy that was on the internet, or a meme that people argued about, something like that. So I don't know if she pulled anything, but I pulled something. Good, because I didn't. Okay, great. I hope it's before I do that, ask my question of the day today. If you were being proposed to, would you prefer if your proposal was done in public, or not really public, but like friends and family, whatever, something cute and in front of people, or if you would prefer to be proposed to in private? And I said I would answer. My answer is I would prefer something romantic in private, and then we can announce it to all of our loved ones in some dramatic way after that, because I will never be doing another baby reveal, but I would love to do a proposal reveal. So, in the future, if anybody would like to propose to me, now you know. How was your proposal? Jasmine is very much married. How did he do it?
Very private.
Very private. Nice. Was it romantic, or was he like, yo, I love you, let's do it? Because, man.
Okay. First of all, my husband is about a decade older than I. And we have a very straightforward relationship.
True.
True that. There is no nuance to our relationship at all. So it was basically, so we should get married. We totally should. What kind of rings do you like? I gave him a short list. He found a great one. He said, "What size do you wear?" I told him my ring size. 2 days later, it came in the mail. He paid for the express shipping because he loves me.
Woo! The romance.
The romance.
Romance of it all.
When it came, he said, "Hey, let's get married."
Wow.
I'm like, "We've already done this part. Give me my ring."
And happily.
And here we are.
Happily married. Having a great time with it.
Yes.
Valerie, what would you prefer?
Married life is everything.
Pending that we have an understanding that this is something we both want.
Of course.
Public.
Public.
If you
want the shebang.
I don't want to hear my mama's mouth. I don't want to hear my mama's mouth. So I don't, the South, they real family oriented, and everything is family based.
Valerie is from the South, so they, her mama needs to be there. With your fiance of Valerie.
Yeah, but if we taking chances, like we haven't discussed this private, just in case I tell you no.
Like you're the second person to say that. So some people say, if we're going to talk about this, I don't know if this is coming. Just do it in private, just in case my answer is not yes. I don't think anybody would risk it all and just.
I don't want to publicly
say no. I've seen that.
Those videos exist.
Those videos are painful to watch and really ow.
I mean,
because if she says no, it's like over.
You have to know who you're proposing to.
Right. They should.
Because since we're in meme mess anyway,
this will just be meme mess, whatever.
As Jay said, to said mean mess. I saw one a few months ago. Said that this guy had texted this girl, me and my girl had been dating it was like 6 years. And he said, I want to marry you. And she says to him, no. He says, why? She says, I didn't know you liked me like that.
6 years?
For 6 whole years? What did she think he was doing?
Here's my thing.
Like, was it?
First of all, if her response is, I didn't know you liked me like that,
What are you doing?
either at some point nobody ever said, I love you.
Someone
Or if you did,
someone wasn't.
you said, baby, I love you. And she said, boy, stop. And never got a response, and that's a problem. You probably shouldn't propose to that.
That was definitely
Or
communication issue there.
6 whole years?
6 whole years
Of my life?
of your life down the toilet. Because she didn't know you liked her like that.
Well,
I'm sorry, that's such a tragedy. I'm not laughing at your pain. I'm laughing at the fact that you got dumped in the proposal in a text message. It is. It's terrible.
I don't understand how you think someone will be around you that long, over half a decade. And
Well,
people don't be liking each other and
What
they get
is
relationships.
what was the status of? I mean, they could have only seen each other on the second and third Thursday of every other month.
People date people
I
they
don't know
don't
their
like
life.
all the time.
Yeah.
She could have been the side chick up until last Wednesday. I don't know.
Also, unless they just put that much credence in text communication, I don't know how I feel about a text proposal.
Exactly. I don't even want to
I
text.
know how I feel about a text proposal.
I don't even want to text proposal. No. Yes, proposal.
Prom sucked. I did not have a good prom.
Oh,
But it didn't go well.
I'll throw it in a circle of my prom. My mama dead. I can say it out loud now. I threw it in a circle of my prom.
I threw nothing. Cookers, I think, was still open.
Who?
Cookers. You remember Cookers? It was on Hamilton Road by the movie theater. That's Adrian. So one year.
They had one in Morris too.
It was a restaurant.
Yeah, they had one off Morris too.
They did. Wait, no. I went to Denny's after prom.
North.
Also on Hamilton Road.
Okay.
Cookers was 8th grade prom.
Somebody. Oh, okay.
That was fun.
Somebody needs to tell me what a cookie
Way off
is.
track here.
If you can find a picture or a
They
screenshot,
had
that'd
good
be dope.
wings. Of course
you would know
that.
Okay, so I'm
30
sorry.
years later. No, it's not 30
We're
years
way off track.
Way off track.
Back to the
Proposal. I would prefer mine to be private.
Because you might say no.
I'm not going to say, if no one's going to ask, they're going to know. Okay.
I was gonna say, don't ask me unless you know the answer.
To know. Like, don't just, I have said no to a proposal.
Exactly.
Here's Cookers.
I did say no. When I
Is
was in
that
my
right?
20s, I would have been divorced by now.
Don't.
I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Crafted Culture, Columbus's first owned black brewery.
Oh.
See, you saw Cookers. It was a real thing.
It was a thing.
Shout out to all of you for being here on the second show here of the So Dope Show. For Jasmine and her mess, from my guest Donte with Spikes. Where did Donte go?
He's banged out.
I don't know. I was trying
He
to
does
say
not
this, but
procrastinate.
The So Dope Show.